like nobody is sitting around and just enjoying the nature and like reveling in it and stuff like that. Everybody's just kind of like hurrying up to go to nowhere and kind of thing and stuff. And it's upsetting to think that I'm leaving all the beauty behind, I guess. So, but I guess try to hang on to it in your mind.
I chose right because just for me this is the end of my undergrad courses, and I thought back today as I was sitting down back in January or whenever it was that we did that passport to culture, and then you November. Wow, it was November, and you just said, hey, you passed out. I said, okay, I'm gonna go, and then I didn't know at the time, but that was gonna be my last courses, and after studying it. Biblical literature, this was like the perfect way to end, and it's just seeing everybody as a group. Just I didn't know in fact, as we came on this trip, there was some of you still that I was like trying to get your names down. Like when we were in the airport, I'm like, hey, who is this? But now it's like we all went on that one rock, and I just like really enjoyed sharing that moment with you guys and just having fun. And I've been ridiculous, but it's been so much fun with you guys. And now I'm gonna be done with college, and I just feel like this is definitely the way. I never could have dreamed of this, but this is the way. This is the perfect way to go out. So it's right.
I think joyful because we're sitting on a rock watching the sunset in Greece, so you have to find the joy in that. And then I thought it was a perfect way to end our trip because we were just laughing and having fun and talking, and it doesn't feel like an end. It feels like a kind of like a new beginning when we go back to the States. Like we're still gonna be friends. We won't spend every day together, but we'll still have the joy of what we shared here and the joy of what we created while we were here.
Peter, do you hear a word?
I don't know. Just the progression of. I don't know. I guess there's more to it than just the end of it. So, like, just in reflection for the trip for me, I've been thinking a lot about, like, ministry and, like watching, like, Paul's, like, stuff, like, journeys and stuff and the, like, historical aspects and, like, seeing all this stuff. But then, at the end of the day, sometimes the best part for me was playing, like singing, like, the worship songs. And not because I was playing drums or whatever, just the fact that we were all... Like there was the first night we did it was like a break, and it was like something that we all remembered, and it was something that we all did, and just seemed like we all wanted to and connected with it really soon. And so the ministry part of it that I was seeing is like I always kind of start off as the quieter type, but the people is where I connect, and so. Like that's where like I really enjoy jumping in. It's just I'm really bad at talking to people to start. I just have nothing to say until I can start like making fun of somebody. But but then once we get to that level, then it's more than like I'm never meaning to be mean. It's because I care about the people, and so it's. Wrapping it up, sitting on a rock, making fun of each other is kind of the best part, the best way to end it. So yeah, there it is.
Awesome. Becca.
I just said content because I don't know, the moment didn't really mean anything. I was just sitting there thinking like I could just stay here forever. I'm hungry and eventually I want to go to bed, but if I could stay here, then I'd choose that.
Cool. Fun moments in your life, yeah. I think both.
Both is great.
Could you turn yours
Both,
on?
yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
I said fulfillment, just because it's been packed full of stuff this trip, but like just sitting there and just like hanging out, just relaxing, watching the sun go down was just like we just filled inside. Like it was just fulfilled. It was finished, clean. So it's a good way to end. Oh, lovely. Okay, so what I meant by cliff. Okay, what I meant by cliff, for me, like when I think of a cliff, I think of a mountain, and when I think of a mountain, I think of adventure. And I feel like this trip, like both in Greece and Turkey, and each site that we visited, has just been an adventure. We've had different crazy stories that we put together. There's been good parts, there's been harder parts, some things for culture to adjust to, but like everything's just been great, and like we've been together as a family and everything. And one thing I never expected was to get the news of my mom's cancer on this trip, but like we've been together as a family, and like we've been worshiping God, and it's just been amazing and perfect timing, and I couldn't ask for anything better. And I see a cliff like when like where we were sitting on the rock, like that could be a cliff for some people or whatever, but like I also see it as an adventure, like where is God gonna take us once our trip is over, and just what He's done in each of our own lives through this trip and this adventure. And so cliff can sound like really negative or like really random, but like for me it's like an adventure, it's success, it's a thriller, and just to see what God's gonna do as we continue on. So yeah.
Pat?
I said anxious because as I get older, I can only do the middle part of the vacation because there's things that are waiting for me back at home, so I start to think about what I'm going to do when I get back. So I kind of check out the last couple of days. I already start to think about what's going on. So, and I'm missing my family, so missing my wife specifically, yes. So my mind starts to race ahead to what's next, and I don't necessarily get to enjoy the last couple of days of the trip. Or the first couple of days, because you got to unwind and then yeah, so I get to enjoy the middle.
Steve.
Well, nice and spectacular. Referencing the sunset. How likely is it that you can have a sunset framed around a temple, the ruins of the temple? But in many ways, that just characterizes this whole trip, and all of you. You've just been wonderful. It's been a blessing for us to get to know each of you and watch the dynamic develop. You guys have just been a tremendous group. We really couldn't have asked for better group of students. So thank you for your engagement and your perseverance. Amelia was trying to turn us all into Hittites there. Dragon. So, you guys have just kept wonderful spirits and been real true. So thank you. Thank you.
Aaron?
Yeah.
I can answer.
Is it recording?
Yeah, full is the word I chose. I think a couple of other people have kind of mentioned on the theme of fullness, but the scenery was full of detail and beauty. And it's also a moment that's just full of reflection of what we've experienced and how far we've come, and there's a lot to reflect on and sort through. But I kind of sense that this trip has been full of new things that I've learned personally, and potential. I guess as I was sitting on that cliff, I really saw, looking ahead to what's next, and seeing that there's more ahead now because of this experience than before. It's just opened up more possibilities and more interest to the future. And so yeah, it's a really full moment.
Dr. Joseph?
I said majestic because I'm looking at the sunset, but I'm just not looking at the sunset. I'm looking at the sunset through you guys. I had an unfair advantage because I was here last year, so I've seen it before. So I wasn't so much looking at the sunset, but looking at your interaction. And I took a couple of pictures that I'm going to post, and you'll get to see it, so that you kind of blend in with the view. Can you even see my teeth?
You might, if you could, yeah, I don't know if people can still hear you. Yeah, there we go.
All right. Can you actually see me now?
Yeah.
You kind of blend in. You all blend in with the view, and Steve has already expressed some of the sentiments that I feel. And I was telling Aaron earlier, I was a bit apprehensive in terms of, taking students on trips. I did one last year, and then I did one this year, and it's been such a blessing to me to get to interact with students on that level, and just being blessed by how wonderful you are, how great you've interacted with each other, and that's the win for me, just to see you drawing closer to one another, closer to God. And that picture this evening was just the best. Just all of you gathered together. Mia talked this afternoon about her space, but there was no space. All of you gathered together, just enjoying a great moment, and we see God through you. And that's why I thought about majestic. Oh Lord, how majestic is your name. And we see that coming through your relationships. And I do hope it doesn't stop here. It's a new beginning. And these are friendships that you can carry with you for years to come. Because this moment that you have spent here can be a defining moment, for your lives. And it will need to be intentional. And I do hope that you'll put the effort into nourishing these relationships and keeping that moment alive, and keeping it majestic. So Steve's already said it, I'll say it again. Thank you so much. I got a big book that was supposed to have, I needed to report incidents. There was no incident, and I don't take that for granted. And you guys have been awesome, and we couldn't ask for better students to be on the trip. So, thanks a lot.
Thank you.